Please settle in and give yourself a moment to arrive. My name is Aurelia Fenwick, and I am a celestial clockmaker. I tend to instruments that measure more than hours. They track seasons of magic, tides of fate, and the quiet drift of stars that most people never notice. Celestial clocks do not hang on walls or sit politely on desks. They are usually built into towers, observatories, or hidden rooms like this one. Time behaves differently when it knows it is being watched. My work is to keep it calm. I began learning this craft when I realized that ordinary clocks made me uneasy. They were too rigid, too loud about their certainty. Celestial time is softer. It allows for pauses, delays, and moments that stretch gently instead of snapping. Every clock in this room is synchronized to a different rhythm. Some follow the moon. Some follow constellations that only appear once a century. Others listen to the heartbeat of the world itself. None of them rush. Before I explain anything further, it helps to slow your breathing. Celestial mechanisms respond to the emotional state of those nearby. Calm keeps the gears aligned. Restlessness causes drift. The largest clock behind me tracks astral alignment. Its face changes subtly depending on where the stars are, not where we are. That distinction matters more than people think. Time is not universal. It is contextual. A moment experienced under starlight does not behave the same as one experienced underground. Celestial clocks honor those differences. I speak softly here, not out of habit, but necessity. Loud sounds can desynchronize finer instruments. Even words have weight when spoken near timekeeping magic. This smaller clock at the table is a teaching model. Its hands move slowly enough to be followed by the eye. Each rotation represents a convergence rather than an hour. When I adjust it, I do not force the hands forward. I wait until they ask to move. Resistance in a clock often signals an upcoming event rather than a mechanical fault. People often ask if I can speed time up or slow it down. The truth is simpler and more complex. I help time remember how it was meant to flow. Some clocks fall out of step after emotional upheaval. Wars, grief, sudden change. The universe responds to those things, and time records them. This gear here is etched with star paths. Each line corresponds to a recorded alignment. When the stars repeat a pattern, the gear hums softly. That hum tells me everything is proceeding as expected. If it does not hum, I listen longer. Silence is not failure. It is information. Celestial clockmaking requires patience above all else. Rushing a repair can create echoes. Those echoes appear later as déjà vu or misplaced memories. You may notice a sense of familiarity as you sit here. That is not coincidence. Time recognizes observers. It folds slightly around them, acknowledging their presence. I keep the windows open intentionally. Fresh air helps anchor the clocks to the present moment. Without that anchor, they may drift into past cycles or future probabilities. This tall clock near the window measures twilight, not sunset, but the feeling between day and night. It is one of the most delicate phases to track. Twilight stretches differently depending on expectation. Those waiting for night experience it longer. Those fearing darkness feel it compress. The clock adjusts automatically based on collective mood. I simply ensure it continues to listen accurately. I once repaired a clock that had stopped entirely. People thought it was broken. In truth, it had reached a moment that did not want to end. Some moments deserve stillness. Celestial clocks honor that by pausing rather than pushing forward. When I oil a mechanism, I use stardust blended with ordinary mineral oil. The balance keeps the gears grounded while allowing them to respond to cosmic influence. Too much magic makes a clock unpredictable. Too little makes it forget why it exists. This balance is the heart of my work. Each file on the shelf contains captured time residue. These are collected during eclipses, solstices, and rare conjunctions. They help stabilize clocks during turbulent cycles. I label them carefully. Time dislikes being mislabeled. Accuracy is respect. The sound you hear beneath everything else is the master pendulum. It does not swing side to side. It pulses outward like a slow breath. That pendulum sets the baseline for the entire room. As long as it remains steady, the other clocks can drift safely within their margins. Celestial clockmakers do not predict the future. We observe probabilities as they pass through time's machinery. Prediction implies certainty. Observation allows flexibility. I have learned that the universe When someone wonders sincerely, the markings brighten. Curiosity feeds it. Anxiety clouds it. That is why calm is essential here. You may feel time slowing slightly now. That is intentional. I have adjusted the ambient field to encourage rest. When time softens, the mind follows. Thoughts stretch and settle instead of colliding. Many people sleep better near celestial clocks. Their dreams align more gently with natural cycles. Some even wake feeling as though they rested longer than expected. That is not lost time. It is restored balance. I keep meticulous records, but I do not obsess over precision. A clock that insists on